Hello again everyone. Well, it's vacuum cleaner unboxing time again, and while I remember, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I'll say that at the beginning because most of you will have dropped off to sleep within a couple of minutes or switched off within 5. So instead of saying it at the end, I'll say it now. Okay, right, this is a Hoover Junior. And I don't think it's actually called Turbo Power Junior, although it is based on a Hoover Turbo Power Junior body. But I think it's just called Junior. And as far as I know, this is probably the last, or certainly one of the last, Turbo Power Junior type cleaners to be available. Obviously, this is from the old era of Hoover. So this would have been made in, as far as I know, Cambuslang, Scotland. Right. It's a pity that the recycling van has just been. Should have unboxed this a little bit sooner and then I could have got rid of this cardboard, but never mind. I'll have to go next week. So, right, let's just throw the cardboard out. This is more cardboard than cleaner by the looks of it. And I've had this a while. A few months anyway. It just went in the garage. I didn't have time to unbox it. Right. Okay, let's hope it survived the trip. That looks a bit manky. Right, we have a carrier bag. Is there anything in it before I throw it away? Oh, there is. That's the bag support tube, or the bag fill tube. It's a top fill dust bag. This is a soft bagged cleaner, as you can see from the thumbnail picture. Let's hope the wheels have survived. Well, one of the wheels has been wrapped up. The other one hasn't, but it seems okay. Right, put that to one side. Double check. Right, that's everything out of the box. And here we have the Hoover Junior. Let's take all the packaging off, assemble it, and have a closer look. So, just got to carefully, we don't want to trap the cable. It's got to sort of loop round. We don't want to force anything, so we'll gently jiggle the handle together. And it's a metal handle. And then we've got a nut and bolt and a little washer. I think it only goes one way because the bolt has a little square cut out. So the bolt goes at the back. Poke that through. Not sure if the washer goes at the front or back. I'll leave it at the back. You don't need a screwdriver for this. If you've got a coin, that will tighten it, but I mean, hand tighten is almost good enough. Maybe a slight turn, but that'll do. Just tighten that by hand. And now we've got the cloth bag, which should wash up fine. Looks a bit grubby. Fortunately, there's no printing on this. The printing always washes off. If it had the Hoover logo or Hoover printed, it would have washed off anyway. But it's not. They didn't have the printing on this. So a gentle hand wash is all I'm going to give this. In warm water. I don't want it to shrink, of course. So we've got a little spring here at the top and a little hook. I don't know if we can see it, just under the quick release cord hook. So that hooks under there, like so. So I've got a zip at the back. It's a little bit stiff, but with a bit of a wash, it should be fine. Right, well, I won't bother at the moment. But it's, oh no, it is quite dirty inside as well. I need to attach the bag support tube. Obviously, there's no bag. It takes H4 bags, but it will also take the For Your Home high filtration bags. They fit a lot of Hoover uprights. I think they're supposed to be for the turbo power too, but they fit most uprights with this sort of connection. So yeah, it's quite dirty inside. So this hasn't been refurbished. They might have sprayed a bit of furniture polish on it before putting it on eBay, but it's obviously not been properly cleaned. I got a comment on a video recently when I was just pointing out dirtiness of a vacuum, and they said, what do you expect? It's a used vacuum, but this particular vacuum in question was very, very dirty. So they're not always filthy. This needs a bit of a vac out, and I think I've got Henry cordless to hand, so I'll just grab him, vac out some of the dirt. This is going to need a proper clean, obviously. This whole bag assembly easily comes off. The 2 screws, I think it's just 2. In fact, I might as well do that now. It's not having a proper refurb, but I might as well take the bag off and vacuum it. Right, I've got my trusty tool bag. I need a Phillips screwdriver to remove the cloth bag. Now, of course, genuine bags to fit all the Hoover uprights, the cloth bags, pretty non-existent. Well, there are some appear on eBay for silly prices. Even though they are genuine, often they're not the correct colour. But even back in the day when people were still using Hoover Juniors and had to replace the bag, they'd often buy a cheap copy, and you'd know it was a cheap copy because it would say vacuum cleaner on it instead of Hoover. But that was back in the day when people would repair their domestic appliances. It's 3 screws. There's a longer screw at the front, 2 short ones towards the back, so don't mix those up. Is there another one? No, sorry, it's a bit overkill. Anyway, 2 screws at the front, 2 nearer the back. Whoops, yes, and the 2 longer screws are at the front of the cleaner. So it's not too bad, not too horrific, is it? But we can see here a little home for spiders. We've got the bellows here, just general bits of fluff. And you'll see that's the mains cable, goes down into the motor, and oh, that all comes out. Little bit of, I suppose that's sort of for sound deadening. But also, I've just spotted, just in this little recess here, the dreaded suppressor. Here it is, this white thing, ticking time bomb. It's not like the old-fashioned suppressors, those big metal ones. Oh, hang on. Can't really pull it out any further than that. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to leave it in. It should be fine. I have a feeling this type of suppressor isn't as likely to blow as the older type, but you never know. Okay, well, I'll just get my old Henry out and just give it a quick vac. I've got some surface wipes as well. I'll vacuum that foam as well. Vacuum the bag, reassemble it, and hopefully this Hoover Junior is going to work. You know, little Henry cordless, he's pretty useful, and I've really not used him as much as I should have. Since getting him, he's not been used very much at all, because obviously with so many vacuums to use, he sort of got forgotten about. But I've forgotten how useful it is to have a cordless vacuum for little jobs like that. But yes, he's not bad at all. Right then, just got my favourite wet wipes from Asda, lovely lemon scent, just to give, you know, a quick clean. One day, folks, yeah, you will see me doing some refurbishments. Hopefully, there'll be a new era for my channel where, obviously, I'm still going to show you the latest floor care products, and I'm going to spend as much time or considerable time showing you refurbished cleaners that I've shown you on my channel ages ago and said I'll show you them again when they've been refurbished, and I've not shown you them again. But one day soon, folks, hopefully we'll see the fruits of my labour. Right, I'm just going to briefly wipe this, just get some of the dust off. I'm going to go too mad. That'll do. Obviously the inside of the bellows is filthy. Doesn't seem to be blocked though. I have replacement bellows in my stocks. I've got some replacement wheels as well if I need them. They're quite worn. These are all black and my replacement wheels are black. But I'm keeping those in case I need them for another turbo power. But yeah, so I do like this burgundy, it's very nice. Very nice burgundy. Right then, so, oh, nearly forgot. I need to put this back, just have another quick wipe in there. Get this cable down. I think there's a groove for it. Get in the groove, there we are, that's it. Once you start, you see more and more dirt and you can't stop, but I must remember I've got people falling asleep in front of my video. We can't go on for too long. I'll just leave that to dry for a minute before I put the foam back. And we'll give... Oh, why does that not go flat? Oh yeah, that doesn't lie flat to the floor, and it should do. So that's going to have to, the hood will have to come off. And we'll just get the old initial dust off this. Yeah, it's quite scratched here. But I think a bit of T-cut, I mean, it is, yeah, it's quite deep scratches. It looks good. It probably looks good to you, because I'm looking at my viewfinder, so I'm doing this just to check I'm still recording. And of course, as I'm wetting it with this wet wipe, it's making it look very, very glossy. It's not bad, I suppose, you know. You can't buy... I do have a new hood, but it's black, and it's generic black. It doesn't have any printing on it, I don't think. It might say something on it, but it's certainly not suitable for this Hoover Junior. I think I've still got agitators that fit the turbo power. I mean, the turbo power 1 agitator and the belts, of course, fit this Junior model. That's got the worst off. Off camera, I'll give it a bit of a T-cut, just the hood for now. Bit of a T-cut and a final polish, just so it looks a bit nicer. There we go. I'm not gonna go mad with the bellows. They always collect dust and dirt, don't they? But these aren't too bad. Right, yes, I'm gonna have to look at that, because this cleaner should go flat to the floor. But look, just noticed, lower cord hook intact. Often they break. I mean, they break most of the time, don't they? If you know these machines or other Hoover cleaners that have used this lower cord hook, you'll normally see that has been broken. Sometimes replaced with a bit of a metal hook if somebody just wanted to make do and mend. Obviously, as collectors and enthusiasts, we do want to keep our machines looking as original as they can. Now, I have no idea what way that went. I'd have to check back on the doodah, but I'll just shove it in that way for now. And when I come to take this apart again, I'll check my videos so I can see. I often refer back to older videos, especially if I want to know how to get something back in the box. So I think I will hook the bag up the top to keep it out the way, and we need to locate the bag back on the base. Remember, 2 longer screws go at the front. I'll just tighten them by hand initially. Can't see any holes in this bag, which is good. That's a large one. That's hand tight, and then 2 at the back. Well, it's more in the middle really. Okay, that's 1 and the final one. They do need tightening up with the old screwdriver. And I think, well, we'll check the rating plate shortly. I have a feeling this is quite a high wattage for a turbo power soft bag. I have a feeling it could be 650 watts. And I think this is probably going to be one of the loudest turbo powers. Even louder than the later generation hard bag ones. Right, so that's in. Don't really have to go too mad. Just give this a quick wipe. That'll do. I can start putting that back now. So obviously this part goes in the bottom, and we've got 2 screws, and they correspond. They need slotting in actually. Right, that's one, and I'm not sure, I think the other one is in. No, it's not. Right, I'll do that off camera, because I've already taken too much time. Okay, that's in place. We'll just do up the zip. Obviously, I need to fit a bag. Okay, let's have a look underneath. Ooh. Ah, right, for some reason it is laying flat now. So here's the brush roll. Let's give it a bit of a wipe. It's an unusual colour, but it could be original. They had all sorts of different colour. I just think they were using up various different plastics. Whatever colour was in the machine or whatever, they made the agitators or activator. It's activator brush roll, and it's in pretty good shape. They are fairly soft brushes. They were certainly stiffer. Oh, what have I done? I've broken. Oh, heck. Oh, just broken a bit off from the middle. I do have at least 1 or 2. I think I've got 2 genuine. Yes, I have. So I'll end up replacing that. I've got 1 in my stock. Actually, as I said, I think I've got 2 or maybe even 3. I think Hoover was selling them really cheaply. Official Hoover website, and I bought a few. So I definitely have another one of those. It's not going to make much. Well, it won't make any difference really. I expect it needs a new belt, but I don't have one to hand, so I can't show you that. So that'll do for now. You never know. Might be okay. Might stall on my carpet. So this is Hoover model U1650 serial number 37651494 99230032, made in EC, 232 40 volts 50 hertz, P.CEE 530 to 575 watts, P max 580 to 650 watts. Well folks, it's time for the big switch on. I've placed the height control in the highest setting for this carpet, and I'm going to be very brave today, and I'm going to switch the machine on without cowering in the corner and switching it on from the wall socket. I'm going to actually switch it on from the switch. Okay, here goes. Yes, if you're wearing earphones, turn the volume down now. Right, obviously too high, so I'll put it in medium. Now, yeah, it's noisy, but I don't think that sounds too bad. We'll try again. Well, I don't know about you, but my ears are ringing after that brief go. I think that is the sound of a 650 watt Junior, to be honest. Obviously needs a new belt, but the suction of this machine, it was pulling up the carpet. In the end, I did have to go on the highest setting, and it was lifting the carpet up. Still very hard to push. With a new drive belt, it's going to move a lot easier. But whew, wow, what a beast. Obviously this is a dirty fan cleaner, so dirty fan cleaners, upright dirty fan cleaners, tend to be good at cleaning carpets, not very good at above floor. But if you just wanted, back in the day, a carpet cleaner that was light, well, you could have gone for this rather smart burgundy Junior. One final thing before I go. Now, I did notice when I was giving this a bit of a polish, I was looking through the vent, one of the vents on the motor hood, and I can see an awful lot of dirt built up in there. So this could be another one of those models that looks good on the outside, but is housing a dirty secret inside, like my Hoover Vortex Power. So if you want me in this video to remove the hood and have a quick look under the hood at the motor, please comment below now. Okay, have you commented? Good. I'm going to pop off in my new Dyson Time Machine. I'm going to go back after this has been uploaded, read your comments, and if some people have said, yes, can we see the motor, I'll do it for you now. So just hang on a tick, I'll be back in a second. Oh, well, oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, blimey, don't buy Dyson Time Machines, folks. Get a Sebo Time Machine. Oh, blimey. Right, well, I eventually managed to go to the point of uploading this video and reading your comments. And yes, you do want to see the motor. But it was cracky. It was a bit hair-raising for a while, because instead of taking me a few months in the future to check your comments, I was taken back to the time of Henry VIII, and I was Anne Boleyn, and my head was on the chopping block. And I managed to get the control working again of the old Dyson Time Machine, and I got out just in time before the chopper came and chopped my head off. I'm going to complain to Dyson about that. I mean, if they're going to produce time machines, really, they need to do their quality control. Right, I'm taking off the base plate. I'm doing 4 screws. Don't want to break it. Well, I don't mind breaking, oops, oh, I hate that noise. I don't mind breaking the base plate, because as I said, I will be replacing this with another one. Oh yes, very slack belt. I'd love to show you it going with a new belt, but yet again, I can't get to them at the moment. There will be a time when I will be able to get to them. Right, so once you've removed the 4, sometimes 5 screws for the base plate, you pull out the brush roll, remove the belt, and then there's 2, I think it's only 2 on this model, 2 screws either side, one just below the motor spindle and one in the suction channel. I think that's all we have to undo, because bear in mind, on the turbo powers that had a headlamp, this is what you'd have to do to take the hood off to replace the bulb. So that's two screws, and they're both the same length, so we don't have to bother about what hole they go into. And now I'll just move the height control into the middle, and then we need to pull off the knob. It's going to be a bit stiff, but it should. Oh dear, that is very hard. Again, I don't want to break anything. There we go. And then hopefully we can pivot the head forward. Oh, well, yes. Oh dear, it's stuck under the doobly. Bit of muck under there. I'll get Henry with the old dusting brush. And we can now see that this cleaner's probably had a harder life than it appeared on first glance. I'll just point out I have unplugged the machine before removing the cover. So, typical turbo power motor. I think the motor's okay, it's just, you know, it's noisy, but these turbo powers were noisy. So it's not too bad. I think I've even got a complete chassis as well, turbo power chassis, but obviously I don't need it for this cleaner. The chassis is fine. So I'll just get the old cordless Henry out again, just to give this a bit of a vacking out. I don't know how these bits get into here, but never mind. And then put the hood back on, and then I'll have to pop this Turbo Junior or Junior away and give her a proper service at a later date. Muck there. Yeah, the motor has to come out for a proper clean, but yeah, that's not too bad. And I've given still a little bit damp. I've got most of the dirt out of that. I can put this back even with it still being slightly damp, because it's only very slightly damp with a wet wipe. It's by the time I've screwed all the screws up, it'll have dried itself. So I'll just pop that back in the middle. Ooh, pop the knob back on. There we go. And then it's the 2 screws. I don't think no, it's not magnetised. I've got one somewhere. I've got a a magnetizer, a little device that you can, I think you just rub it up and down the shaft of the screwdriver and it will magnetize the end, and it's very useful, especially when screws fall into a place you can't get to. So that's the 2 screws that you need to remove to do any motor servicing. While I'm at it, let's give this a bit of a wipe. So just a quick, there's some quite sharp edges in this cleaner actually. Much sharper edges than I'd expect. I mean, certainly in the earlier turbo powers, I don't remember so many sharp edges. Of course, the furniture guard does come off once the hood's off, because there's quite a bit of muck trapped just behind it at the front, and I can't really get to it properly. You see, this is a trouble, as I said. Once you start getting the crud out of a vacuum, you want to continue, but that's gonna, I hate leaving a job unfinished, but I will be coming back to this machine one day. There we are. That'll do. I will put the belt back in. Just give it a wipe, although it's certainly, that's very stretched. Does need replacing. Oh. Let's have a look at the end caps. Ooh. Oh. Bit of muck there, look. Don't want to get too messy. No, I'll take the other one off. As I said, it'll need doing properly. There will be more wrapped around hairs and fibres, I expect. Alright, we'll just pop the belt back on. This will be quite easy to refit as it's so stretched. Oh, very easy. Normally it's quite a struggle to pull it. Oh dear. How's that happened? Put a load of muck in. Oh. Right. There we go. That's smooth running. And then, let's quickly, as I said, I'll replace this base plate since I snapped it. So you locate it at the front first. There's some lugs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lugs. So you need to get the nozzle plate underneath the lugs first. That's it, before you do the screws up. And there is a 5th screw hole there, but that's not for this model. It's for the total system models that have an extra little shutter that diverts the suction through the hose. But obviously they're just using the same parts now for these cleaners, using up whatever parts they've got. And obviously they had some of these left. There we go. I think that's fine. Check the brush roll rotates. We could have a look at the brush roll rotating now actually. Right, we can get the Junior and put it upright, a bit more dignified, rather than laying on its back, showing everything she's got there. Oh, your cable's underneath Henry cordless. I do like corded cleaners for the power, and of course you're not having batteries running out on you, but I must say the mains cables sometimes really get on my wick. I'll say wick. Are you coming through, Molly? Molly, you won't like the noise of this. I'm just going to try and clear up the mess I made cleaning up this vacuum. Molly, come on then. Sorry about this, folks. Off camera, Molly's gone. Go on. She doesn't like the vacuums. Daisy, completely oblivious to them. Stone deaf. But then I expect I've made her deaf. She's sat through many demonstrations I've made, hundreds of them. Okay, let's give the Junior one last go for this video. Well, there you go folks, that's the Hoover Junior U1650, one of the last Hoover uprights to bear the Junior name, although there was a Chinese-made stick vacuum that Hoover dubbed Junior as well. I believe I've shown you one of those on my channel quite a while ago, but this probably is the last traditional soft bag upright that had the name Hoover Junior on it. If you have any comments or questions about this Hoover Junior, please comment below. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.